one of the best days of the year so far because Trump just got COVID. Dude, imagine the next debate or whatever, he comes out, he extends his arm and he just goes, "Look here, people." What? Oh my god.
Alright guys, so we've made it, episode 6. Very excited for this episode. Actually, I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, it's been 6 episodes in, so we've been doing this for 6 freaking weeks. Been having a blast. We had to reschedule this one. Usually we do these on Wednesdays, but this one we film on a Friday. How'd your exam go, Krishn?
It went well. Thank you. 6 weeks in. No, so usually we record this on Monday evenings and it comes out for, yeah, man, he had a brain fart. Usually we record this on Monday evenings and it comes out to you lot on the following Wednesday. But yeah, I had an exam on the Wednesday. Exam is done and dusted. It's finished. I definitely didn't cheat. Nope. I am a very loyal and I maintain my integrity as well. I definitely do not cheat on online uni. So yeah, long week. I'm happy to be back. Today was a bit of a madness that happened today, but before we get into, I think it happened like just after midday, so it's quite fresh for us as well, but we'll get into that a little bit. As everyone knows, Stephen is with us as well. Now, we ended off last week with a little bit of a cliffhanger. We all went on a little bit of a cold turkey journey, so each of us 3 chose something to cold turkey from. So we'll start off with Andy. Tell the people what you decided to do, how'd it go, how was your experience?
Yeah, so my thing was gone cold turkey off YouTube. Now, I think I broke it, guys. I think I broke it. I can't tell it was a blur because I've been on YouTube over the last few days, and I think it was for like a solid 3-4 days that I was off YouTube, and after that I was like, I'm back on YouTube, baby. I have no idea why. Like, I have no freaking idea why. I think I was just like, I'm eating. You know, it's so weird eating without doing anything. Like, back in the old days, that's what you had to do. But now, I can't eat without doing anything. I need to be watching something. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I need to be watching something to feel productive or to not feel bored while eating. It's such a bad habit.
It makes sense, though. Like, when you think about it, like, back in the day, you'd just be sitting down and eating. You wouldn't have any form of entertainment that was portable that you could keep going in. I mean, you might have a book, but it's so hard to read and eat at the same time, right? But when you're watching a video, you're literally watching it and eating, you know what I mean? It's just convenient.
So I failed, guys. Like, I know this is supposed to be like a podcast that people like look up to for motivation. I failed. I don't know, man. I just broke. It was so hard. I don't know what to say.
No, but it is difficult. Like, when you think about it, especially like, I mean, unless you, like, for me, on my lunch break, I'll go on a walk and I'll just like listen to a podcast or listen to some music and just go on a walk, and maybe I'll have some food that I'll eat while I walk, but otherwise I'll just go on a walk, you know what I mean? But otherwise, you just naturally find yourself gravitating towards your phone. Well, for me, it's your phone. And
it's like the rings. The Lord of the Rings, it's the precious ring that keeps on drawing you back. Like, dude, sometimes, like, I'll be waiting something for it to load. Like, I'm just refreshing a screen, and it'll probably take like half a second to load. But within the half a second,
yeah, you're straight back on your phone.
It's crazy. Or I'll feel the pull. It's like I'm trying to not like touch it. It's like crazy, dude. The phone is like this weird, like, evil thing. Like, that's sort of why, like, dude, one of my friends was telling me, yo, you should get an Apple Watch because it's like a game changer. You could pick up phones, you could talk while jogging. It's so clear. Like, he would be doing his hair and I'll be talking to him clearly and he's picking up from his freaking Apple Watch. And it's like super cool and it's like has all these benefits. But I think I was listening to some podcasts. It's like, dude, like, the phone is already toxic and evil enough. Like, you're basically tying the phone to your wrist And like, yeah, and I was like, yeah, that's probably the reason why I don't want to get an Apple Watch, because you're just getting notifications on your freaking watch, and it's just gonna like mentally like stimulate you to a point where like your brain senses are just fried.
Like it is useful in the sense that the benefits are obviously there in terms of. I'm actually surprised you don't have one yet, but for me it just it would just tie you down so deep into the ecosystem. Then you're right, your brain would be fried because you're so you would, I don't know, I just can't fathom having some piece of tech on my wrist that I can just scroll through. I don't know. Maybe it's just I just prefer old school watches and all that. But yeah, I just can't fathom it.
But a nice fat watch. But before we talk about that, Krishn, how was your detox experience? Because that was pretty interesting. Yeah. I saw your messages. You're on the bus and stuff. Tell me about that.
Yeah, mine was a bit rough. I'm not gonna lie, I struggled. Like before I did this.
What did you detox from?
Yeah, so I chose to cold turkey from old mate Instagram. So I deleted Instagram from my phone at the end of last week's recording, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it as best as I can. And it was rough. It was so hard, and I sound like a millennial who's just obsessed with their phone and Instagram, and like I'm really not. You know what I mean? Like I don't post on Instagram. I don't actively enjoy like stalking people on Instagram. It's just become so ingrained into my forms of entertainment. Like my forms of entertainment, have been so ingrained into the app now that it's like we've been talking about it for so long, and we're not going to go into more detail about the algorithm, etc. But what I want to see comes up, and it's become a source of news for me for like sports news, football news, etc. And it's just so easy and convenient. So when I deleted it, I didn't realize it'd be so hard. So usually on the bus, I'm just scrolling through Instagram mindlessly on the Reels, on Explore page, and it's like I deleted it. And I'm like, I'm struggling, So I was listening to a bit of the flip side on the bus. I was listening to a few other podcasts, and then the next day I brought my Nintendo Switch on the bus because I'm like, okay, I gotta have something. I've got to keep myself occupied somehow. You know what I mean? But because I didn't realize that I just, like you said, like just gravitate towards Instagram. Like I'm on my phone and I was just instinctively, how we've all become so accustomed and aware as to where each of our important apps are on our phone, where we subconsciously just swipe up and just click somewhere, and we don't even realize that it's just ingrained to us that that's the direction.
Or when you open up Safari or your Chrome browser, you go on incognito and everything automatically happens. You can do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah, you do it with your eyes closed. I can open up Instagram now with my eyes closed. Ready? I missed it, but you get the point, right? And it's just, and I didn't realize that. I just grabbed my phone instinctively and I opened it, and there's no Instagram there anymore. But it's finished now. The week is done. It was really rough. It was really tough. But
congratulations, Krishn. I'm very happy that you pulled through. So how did you feel by the end of the week? Like, was there any benefits to it, or was it just all pain?
100%. There was 100% benefits. I honestly felt like, dude, I can't believe I was so like addicted to this app. And I personally thought I wasn't addicted, but I kind of was. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe it, and I was like, dude. After a while, I eventually found myself not reaching for my phone as often when I'm bored and not trying to refresh it. Like, I just didn't care as much. Before I used to just mindlessly refresh, but now I just didn't care. And I was like, oh damn. And I think because I have the app back on my phone now, and I have been, reaching back to it, but I've kind of slowed down, and it's been beneficial. It's been beneficial. I think it is something that you should do if you are wanting to try and escape an addiction, but definitely give it a go, guys. Definitely give it a go.
And Krishn, how you say like we're not like addictive type of personalities. We're just exaggerating our very normal or below average social media consumption.
Yeah.
I knew that I thought I was bad, but I knew that I was very below average when I was watching this podcast, and one of the top comments, who's here on YouTube for the last 7 hours straight, watching a bunch of podcasts and YouTube videos, and my mom was like 7 hours straight, and I click on the replies, dude, those are amateur numbers. What about 12 hours straight, 16 hours straight? And everyone was just like, yo, those are amateur numbers. I can see people spending 7+ hours on YouTube. I could see that happening.
That's just it's kind of disgusting, isn't it? Spending 7 hours on YouTube. Like, surely there's enough. Like, the content just kind of dries up. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what my personal opinion. That's a bit much. That's a bit much. Wouldn't be able to be me. But yeah. Moving on, we have our third man in the house, Big Steven. Steven,
Yeah.
what did you cold turkey from, and how'd it go?
So I cold turkey from Reddit, which is, a very multi-varied platform. You have, anime, you have games, you have news, everything, all those sorts of information right in front of your face. And I guess as soon as, I took that all away, it just became so hard to, I guess, not wanting to, re-download the app and then, clicking on. And as I mentioned with Andy and Krishn last week after the podcast, was that there's this one community on Reddit which I follow of a series called Kengen Ashura, and the series is still ongoing. And the fact is that every week there will be a new chapter releases. They have the translations for it and the rules. And then so that week I thought I could do it. Like, it was over, just 1 week. I don't have to go on Reddit to like look at the community and communicate with people. But then it turns out, as I was doing my research, that there was a new chapter coming out, and then my mind was like, oh crap, I want to see what the new chapter is going to be about. And then I failed the challenge after 2 days.
No.
I wanted to see.
I was expecting like 4 or 5 days or like 2
I
days.
just couldn't contain myself. It didn't go that well.
Oh.
I'm sorry I failed you guys.
2 days.
It's 2 days.
Dude, like I was telling, like based on the story, like dude, it was so tough. Like I quit it, and then like I didn't see anything. Like dude, Reddit is so multifaceted. Like I tried my best. I could only last 2 days.
Steven, you know what? You gave it a shot. Did you delete it afterwards, or did you just say, nah, I've lost, I'm gonna keep it?
I kept it.
Yeah.
At least you tried, Steve. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, like, you know what? You failed.
I completely failed. It's terrible.
I think I did well.
Yeah, you killed it, Christian. Congratulations, you're the only one that made it, so I'm happy.
Yeah, no stories, no DMs. I get DMs, but like no messages, etc. So yeah, it was a good week. Good week. Happy to finish.
How'd your week fly by? Was the last, I guess, week and a half fast or slow for you?
Oh, it was pretty fast, I'd say. Like, now that I'm in the swing of things and to work properly, got my routine going, etc. It flies. Like, it really does fly. Like, I can't believe it's already Friday. I'm like, what the hell? Like, it's good. Like, always keeping your mind busy and trying different things, etc. And obviously, we have this going as well. And obviously, we're lucky that we're always flexible and we can reschedule. But like having this as well, keeping your mind busy, thinking about things, it's always good. It's always good. But fast week. What about yourself?
Yeah, today was like. It was like a pretty fast week. Oh, dude. So like a week ago, I think last Wednesday, or maybe 2 weeks ago, I couldn't tell you. It was 2 weeks ago. I was like burnt for the last like 6 to 8 months. I was on autopilot, getting shit done every single day on autopilot, just through sheer discipline, mindset. Like I was pushing through. Like even though I wasn't motivated, I was getting shit done. I was just like freaking grabbing onto like glass shards and just like pushing through everything. And like after that end period, like dude, I'm not happy. I'm like just pushing myself to get it done, but I'm not happy every day. I'm not happy doing what I'm doing. It was just a sheer grind. I was like, dude, like entrepreneurship shouldn't be a sheer grind. Like I shouldn't be like freaking working my ass to the bone or doing that I'm not happy about. So I was like, like the whole point of entrepreneurship is to be able to do what I want, take days off, work less hours. And ironically, I was doing the opposite. I was not taking days off. I was working 16-hour a day, and it was a freaking grind. So I started taking days off, when I was exhausted, I didn't work. Doing less things. I wasn't strict. I didn't have a strict routine. I wasn't planning myself very much. I would sleep in on days where I needed more sleep. And for the first week, I was happy. I was like, holy shit. Like, this is what entrepreneurship should be like. I should be doing whatever the I want. Like, I'm working. Like, the reason I take all these risks is so I could have an amazing lifestyle. This is so dope. I'm like doing something every second night.
Yeah.
And then a week and a half went by, and I was just like, Monday comes along, and I'm not motivated to get out of bed. Like, I just want to continue sleeping in. I can't get any work done. Like, my motivation is just like, dude, like, I don't feel like getting work. I want to kick it another day. And I just felt so lazy and so guilty. And I was back at square one. I was so happy for a bit, and now I'm back freaking not motivated.
So you're like currently feeling a little bit of a dip in your motivation?
Over the last 3 days, I'm back on routine. So since last Wednesday, I've been pre-planning my days. The first few days were tough. Like, even today, like waking up, getting out of bed at 7:30, doing my morning routine. It's still tough and it's still tiring, but I feel accomplished. I feel like I'm starting to get back into the rhythm of things. I feel happy. Obviously, in the morning, it's still tough. Like, it's getting out of bed is tough. Getting started is tough. But getting into momentum of things, I'm thriving when I'm in the rhythm of things. And I'm finally having, like, routine. I know what I'm doing. I'm no longer letting people get my time and because people hit me up. And, like, I'm respecting the schedule and things are coming back together. And I know that I'm pretty confident that with this routine, I'm going to have a good run for the next 3 or 4 months. But eventually, I'm going to go back in that autopilot phase where I'm just like not motivated, exhausted. And that's when I need to take a break. During the COVID situation, I couldn't go on a holiday because of COVID. And now I know that this routine only works if every 3 to 4 months, I take like a 3 or 4 day break where, you know, I get out of town. So I think I just need to mix in breaks. And then this 100%. Routine should sustainably work. So I'm getting a step closer to the perfect routine, but like just going crazy and doing whatever I want, that would work. It worked for a bit, but it definitely does not work over a long period of time.
Yeah,
so,
I think what you said as well, like from when I was, even from when people see your vlogs, they obviously see how hard you work, etc. But from someone who's reasonably close to you, I could see from the outside that, dude, like you were working so hard for so many months straight, trying to get your stuff into line, right? And then when you eventually, I think you posted a story and I replied to it, I'm like, dude, I haven't seen you like genuinely this happy and excited, or just like in your own zone, in your own element in a while. I'm like, dude, like when did it click for you that you needed a break? Like, it's whilst it's important that, you know, you maintain a routine and you maintain discipline in maintaining your routine, and you obviously, no matter what you do, whether you're a carpenter, bricklayer, entrepreneur, whatever, like if you have a routine and you really set on and you really self-discipline in maintaining that, following that, you're going to get to a point where you've just had enough. It's just normal. You've just had enough and you need to stop. And it's about being able to recognize that and being able to say, all right, I need a break. I'm going to take a step back, refocus, reset, press the reset button, just go again. And I think when you did that, you're realizing like, what have I been doing? You know, why have I been working so hard if I can't take some time out for myself and, you know, give myself a little bit of time to relax and enjoy myself? Like everything I'm doing right now. And I get that you're very heavily student focused. You care a lot about your students and their success, etc. And it is very important. That's the whole part of your business. But you're trading in your own like mental health awareness, etc. And like, taking a step back, being happy. You know, I was so happy. I'm like, dude, good job, man. Like you finally taking a step back and you're happy. Yeah.
I appreciate that, Krishn. And it was crazy. At the time when I took that break, I thought I literally cracked the code. Like I don't have to work 6 days a week. If I'm not motivated this morning, I can take a day off. If I slept late, I can sleep in because I slept late. And I thought I cracked the code and I was happy. And for that next 2 weeks, I was good for the first week. I was thriving in the first week, and then obviously it led to like not productivity, guilt, laziness, lack of motivation, and I was back in the routine. So I think all I needed was a break. But during that break, I thought I needed a whole paradigm shift.
Oh, okay, right.
I thought I needed to change how I was doing everything, but all I needed was just a break.
And I think if you, like for yourself personally, if you are able to incorporate like times within your schedule being like, maybe a 1 day break or 2 day break, or like you follow it for 2 months and a break, you'll find yourself become a lot more productive. Because if you work so hard, then you're like, then you feel exhausted and burnt out, then you take a long break, and then you want to keep continuing a break, and then you lose a motivation, and then it's back to square one, and then you keep finding yourself jumping around. And when you find that medium, when you're able to sit down and say, all right, look, I've got something good going on now, I need a break. You need to be intact with your mental and emotion and your spiritual, whatever, like all that nonsense means. You know what I mean, in the sense that you need to be intact with yourself. And once you are, mate, happy days. Like even for me, like personally, I can get very, very lazy. I am a very, very lazy person. So for me personally, it's knowing that I've just had an exam, or I've just studied really hard, have a break, go again, maybe give myself 2 days, 3 days. But for me, like I can't say when I'm working, I can't work it in my room, because obviously everyone from my house everyone from my family is working from home at the moment with the current situations. So the only space for me to work is from home on my work desk, and I equate my desk with enjoyment. I have my consoles in my room. I have my bed, my one love, my bed. I go and I love sleeping. So like removing yourself from those things as well puts you on a better track. But yeah, and what I also think is very important to maintaining a mental stability is promote people.
What?
People.
Yeah.
Your friendships, your trust and everything. So I know that you wanted to have a little bit of a chat with us, so I'll let you take it away from here.
Yeah, dude, like I came up with this like metaphor. Well, we'll start from basics. So there's negative people, there's positive people, but there's also neutral people. Now, the normal everyday people, they actually keep negative people in their lives. It might sound shocking, but normal people keep negative people in their lives. That's very normal.
Unknowingly, or just like what, like in your opinion, unknowingly, or it's just a matter of fact?
I think they're not. They think negative people are normal. They see it as a normal thing. They don't know that negative people don't have to be in their life, or they think that some people are just negative. They just don't know. I think that's the reason why I think people keep. Let's think. Why did I keep negative people in my life? Because I think
you can feel sometimes like not forced, but you can feel obliged to sometimes, if it's a familial long distance or long distance friendship.
Sometimes like status, their knowledge, or like you'd have all these reasons that you'll give yourself on why you still hang out with this negative person. So stage one is just cutting out negative people. And there's these neutral people that you hang out with, and after the hangout with, you've lost 2 hours and you're in the exact same position that you started. These people are even worse. They take your time and you don't know. And some of these people, they just feed off your knowledge or your success. And yes, they don't pull you down, but at the same time, they don't push you up. And if someone's feeding off your success and they're getting pulled up and you're not moving, it basically means they're pulling you down. I don't know how to say it, but it's weird. Like, how does someone look? In order for someone to get pushed up and you to stay in the same position, they must be pulling on you.
Yeah.
So there's these neutral people, and I recently came up with a metaphor where there's like two types of people. There's lions and there are wolves. Now, lion, I'm just thinking of Narnia, think of Aslan, this like holy lion that's like on his own path, does his own thing, doesn't worry about other people, wants everyone to succeed, sees the greater good, and is cool. So there's the wolf that's like super hungry for success, does whatever it can, wants to become the best version of itself, but it's a freaking wolf. And the wolf, the moment like the lion's not looking, the wolf is gonna pounce and eat the lion. Like the wolf doesn't want the lion to succeed. The wolf, there's like these people who are wolves where they hang out with you to just get motivation from you to just thrive. Like here, I'll pretend to be a wolf. Like I hang out with, say you, Krishn, like dude, like Krishn's doing so well. Like damn, I'm so motivated to get better and overtake him. Like I'm hanging out with Krishn to get that motivation to see how far ahead he is than me, so I could just like overtake him and just like become better than him or become his equal. On the other hand, if I was a lion, I'd be like, damn, like Krishn's so successful. I learned so much. Like I'm so excited to just keep doing my thing and like, dude, I'm so happy for Krishn's success. But at the same time, I'm gonna keep working myself and learn. I learned so much from Krishn that I'm gonna apply to my own path. Yeah. So that's the difference from a wolf and a lion. Like I started looking at people around me. I was like, holy, people are usually one or the other, and automatically I was able to instantly differentiate positive from neutral. Yeah. Or even if I started seeing these wolves as a negative, it was a clear line. So yeah, that was like my mini realization about it. What's your thoughts, Krishn?
But like I agree in the sense that the two contrasting metaphors that you provided with the wolf and the lion, it does make sense. But I also feel like like you said, the neutral people. So yeah, there's your positive, neutral, negative, right? So there are other wolves out there who, like, they suck your blood. You know what I mean? Like, I think everyone's been in a situation or in a friendship where they realize that, look, it's just like, why are you forcing it? Like, you know, why am I here? Why am I here with this person? What am I doing? And it's like, you can feel yourself being mentally drained, physically drained, and like, you know, by the end of it, you can find yourself, well, this is me personally speaking, by the end of it, you can find yourself just like staring blank and like, you know, like your energy is just gone from you.
Mentally exhausted.
Mentally exhausted. And there's this whole thing where I've seen online where it's like a social timer or a social clock, and when your social clock runs out, you're just there. No, it's not your social clock. It's based on who you hang out with. Your social clock is just if you're tired or not. If you had a long day and you know you're just tired, you want to go to bed. Yeah, that's everyone. But it's also mainly like we both definitely had this. We both definitely hung out with different people where, you know, towards the end of it, we're just silent. We're just like, oh, you know, like, it's not that we just feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Mentally freaking drained. Like, I'm just thinking of like anime, and you know how some anime people have secret powers? Like, there's always like a character where their power is just to drain your energy. And like, these people have that skill where they just like suck energy.
And it's like,
whoa.
Especially with people who, like me personally, I feel like I'm in a good place right now in terms of my mental state and like where I'm going, and like, you know, I'm happy with everything around me. I'm happy with my friend circles, etc. Right? I only have a few friend circles that I like to be close with, and I feel like the minute that you start hanging out with a wolf, you'll just lose so much. You'll lose your intrinsic motivation. You'll lose your determination. You'll start doubting yourself, and it's like, why? And obviously there are some really good people out there that you'll always enjoy hanging out with. You learn from them, have a good time with, even if and we're not saying at the moment, we're not saying that every conversation, every gathering, every meetup that you have with your friends has to be like extremely productive, you know, learn from each other. No, like the whole point of friends is like kick back, you know, just kick it, you know what I mean? Just sometimes just kick it, you know, chill. And like, obviously it's very important to have people that spur you on and motivate you. But at the end of the day, we're not saying, you know, you have to learn from everyone. No, it's like the lions that we're talking about are the people that motivate you, push you, want to see you in your best form and element, want to see you happy, right? And the wolves like they're always going to be there, but like,
And, like,
they don't care when you slip up on.
the thing is, like, you're right, Krishn, it doesn't have to be just productive. Like, the good friends are the circle where you can cherish the silence. Like, it's just a bunch of lions just kicking it, just killing it. And, like, I've been in situations where, as a lion, when there's silence and there's a bunch of, like, there's a wolf next to me or two wolves next to me, like, it's uncomfortable. Like, I can't chill in silence. Like, these wolves are just staring at me. Like, I just want to just, like, not talk, but, like, these wolves are just, like, trying to, like, get me to just give energy and, like, spill some gold that they can go ahead and take and use. And, like, yeah, silence, like, the good friends are the ones that you can just embrace silence with.
Dude, 100%. The minute that, like, I personally, like, I don't talk all the time, and I find it hard to sometimes be able to talk all the time, and it's just being able to feel comfortable and just appreciate the silence. That's such a big thing that a lot of people don't realize. Just appreciate the silence, man. Like, you know, just kick it, just relax. But going back to what you're saying as well, I do feel like the neutral people in your life as well, like, they're the people that, you know, they're in a larger friend circle of yours, or maybe you don't communicate with them often, but they're just there, you know what I mean? And, like, they're just there.
They catch up just cause. It's the just cause catch ups.
Yeah.
Just because I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah. And obviously we're not saying that everyone's in that category. It's just one of those things where it's like those neutral people, sometimes when you talk to them and you see that they're doing well and everything, and it can like obviously make you question yourself, like, wait, should I be doing what they're doing? Should I look into what? And then, you know, I don't know, like, it's one of those things where having being very wary of those people around you. Once you become wary, you clear your mind and you're set.
Wolves, they freaking talk a lot. Wolves talk so much. Like, they're like these, like, freaking scrawny little things. They're running around. They're like, dude, like, I'm so jacked because I tried this new thing. Like, dude, I'm so, like, massive because I tried this thing. My fur is so nice. And you as a lion, you're like, am I not jacked? Do I need to try what that wolf has been talking about? Do I need to try that conditioner that wolf has been using on his freaking wolf fur? Do I need to do that with my fur? Like, why is he... I'm just doing nothing, though. And this wolf is doing so many different things. But you forget. He's a wolf and you're a lion. And that's a scary thing. Wolves look like lions. Like, you can't tell they're these, like, alpha people that they look like entrepreneurs. They look like successful corporate people. And you hang out with them because they're successful. But they're like successful as a wolf. And, like, you don't want to, like, hang out with wolves because, like, they're just gonna, like, the moment they see an opportunity, they're gonna pounce and, like, you up.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like you'll always see a wolf disguised as a lion. There'll always be those people around you that, you know, they've always been there, and they're always like, hey, how you doing, and all that, and then they'll always talk about, you'll find they talk about themselves.
Freaking
Mufasa. Side note, bro, Mufasa literally made me cry when I was a kid, bro.
He's so evil, dude. So we watched it at an older age. I was like, this is evil. This is like deep.
It taught us a lot about, like, people at such a young age. Anyway, yeah, so you'll always find wolves disguised as lions, right? They'll always be there, but what you'll find is they'll always be talking about themselves, and they'll always be like, oh my god, I got this, oh my god, guess about this, and oh my god, I've done this and this. And when it comes to you, oh, how you been? Yeah, man, I've been good. And you start talking, it's like, oh yeah, no, that's sweet, no, that's cool. And it's like, you know what I mean, like, what the hell? And it's like, when you're able to distinguish that, like, you become so much more clearer in your mind and self-confident, and it's just a worry that you just don't need. And, like, it's so, like, this is such a big thing, and it, like, if you're listening to this and you think, oh, bro, like I have such a good friend circle. Yeah, no, I'm not denying that you do, but I'm just saying that everyone suffers from this. And the minute that you're able to like just, and we're not saying like when you cut people out of your lives, we don't say like, well, block, delete. No, like, just let them go about their life and you go about yours. And like, if they're aligned, they'll come back and ask you, see how you're going and all that. Just like, do what you need to do. And don't be scared to do that. Yeah.
Dude, what's scary is, I think wolves, you could, like, I'm not scared of wolves because they look like a wolf and you could smell them from a distance. But there are these wolves that disguise themselves as lions, where you would trade value, you'd buy each other rounds, you would help each other out here and there. But over a long period of time, you know how like when you buy your friends rounds or get dinner and you take turns, it should sort of even out. But with these rules that are disguised as lions, for some reason, you just keep losing bit by bit. And over a period of time, you look back, you're like, holy shit, I've stacked up a huge downside of not just say money, but value exchange. And it's so minimal because you're trading a $5 note for a $4 note, a $5 note for a $4 note.
$4. Yeah.
And you can't. You can't tell because you don't. It's just $1 less. They'll make it back after. And maybe one time you might trade a $5 note for a $6 note.
Yeah.
Once in every while, and that gives you the illusion that you can continue trading $5 notes
Evenly.
for $4 notes.
Yeah. Trading evenly. Yeah.
So that's the scary part, and I think like that's a lot of people. A lot of people do that where they're like really just wanting to really excel and get that little edge whenever they could. But yeah, that's that. I guess that's my experience when it comes to people. Those are my recent realizations. Trust, but that goes into a whole new topic.
Trust is different. This is just people in general, and in terms of categorizing them as well. In this podcast, obviously we're categorizing them under two brackets, but you know, there's always different types of people out there, and like people that you meet, and you just be wary. Like, don't just jump into things that you think look so pretty on the outside when inside they're not.
Dude, talking about people, what's your thoughts on Donald Trump and Biden?
I'll be dead honest with you. I'm not up to date with American politics, so I'm not too sure exactly what's going on. Obviously, I know they're going head to head. I know Trump's an absolute wacko. I don't know what he's doing, but I think today is definitely the 2nd of October, 2020. Probably one of the best days of the year so far, because Trump just got COVID.
Oh shit!
Trump got COVID today, and like obviously I don't wish COVID upon anyone. I don't wish ill health upon anyone, but this man, started the year, has continuously negated the seriousness and the devastating impacts that this virus has had on a lot of people. You know, in an interview with some Australian interviewer, he literally said, "Yeah, but people died." Like, but people died. That's what happened, you know. It's just this thing. We can't stop the deaths, bro. Shut up, man. Like, now he has COVID. Hopefully, he sees on the other side that look, yeah, it's very serious, and he starts, you know, taking it a lot more seriously than he has been. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Trump v. Biden?
Dude, like, I was watching like highlights of the debates, and like, dude, it's a legit, like, it's so fun. It's like a comedy show. It's like two people roasting each other. Trump is this like master, like a freaking baiting people. He's a master baiter, and he's like, he's dude. He knows how to roast. And Joe Biden is this like nice old dude that's just like trying to like defend himself, but he's struggling. Yeah.
And I think the picture that portrays to the greater American population, being obviously the greatest race in the world, is that it just shows weakness, it can show weakness. And then I don't know, like, obviously it's not speaking for majority of Americans, but they want someone in power who's powerful. They want someone who they can trust and believe in, etc. And it's more so that what the president says is the truth and all that. So like when they see signs of weakness, etc., they'll click onto a man, and I'm surprised voting isn't mandatory there, man. I'm surprised they have to convince people to vote there. Like, you see YouTubers advocating for voting and be like, go vote. If you vote, you can win you can win one of these Teslas or cars. Like, dude, why do you have to do a giveaway on a freaking car to get people to vote? Like, what went wrong?
Insane. Like, dude, like, there must be people on supporting Joe Biden, and basically people on his side of the campaign that's like, yo, if people vote, they're going to vote for me rather than Trump. So let's go ahead and put do $200,000 on 5 freaking Tesla and get David Dobrik to get people to vote. They're that, it's crazy how they're that confident that if people would vote, they'd vote for Biden. If people would just vote.
It's crazy, yeah. Like just vote. Like, just go and vote. Like, if you are so, happy that you're in a democratic country and democracy and freedom of speech, go and vote. Like, does it cost money to vote in America? I'm very unsure. Someone can fact check me. I love being proven wrong. I love being proven
Krishn,
wrong. So.
Do you want people to vote so that Trump would lose, or do you want people to vote to just vote?
Both. It's so important to just vote. Like, even if you don't care or if you don't know, just donkey vote. I don't know, just vote. Like, it's so important. You know what I mean? Actually, wait, no, don't vote if you're just gonna donkey vote. But like, yeah, I don't want Trump back in administration again. I mean, I don't think a lot of people do. But if you do support Trump,
whatever. On a previous podcast, did we talk about how a COVID vaccine might come out just before the elections?
Dude, we're probably going to get a vaccine just before the 2020 election day. Like, Donald Trump is going to come out with a vaccine, and he's going to be the hero, the person who saves everyone, and he's going to win the next election. Like, they're probably holding out the vaccine, and it's just going to magically get released and come out just before the election. Like, Trump is probably that level of mind. Like he definitely has a few cards under his sleeves to win the next election.
Dude, that just kills himself.
Dude, imagine the next debate or whatever, he comes out, he extends his arm and he just goes, "Look here, people." What? Oh my god! It's like it's scripted. It's like we're living in a simulation. It's like we're living in a script. Oh my god!
It's like a movie, straight up.
Dead ass. But yeah, I think we'll probably wrap it up there, guys, today. We'll come back soon anyway. We're recording again shortly. So yeah, guys, let us know if you have any feedback, your thoughts. Please message us. Hopefully we get some cool guests on soon as well, so we can share some different perspectives with you guys. We'd love that. But yeah, that's me signing out. Andy, any last words?
Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate the support as always, guys. We've got a small following. Really appreciate your support. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I think we put in effort to really keep the back and forth going. These do require energy. We are switching on, and hopefully we're able to provide value. I think that's sort of what we want to do. We want to be able to discuss things where it gives you guys light about all these different topics. Like, for example, thoughts about people, thoughts about sort of the election, importance of this and that. I want to be able to really provide you guys value, so that by the end of you listening to this, at least you guys feel a bit more motivated to do shit done, or you have new ideas that you can apply to your life. So that's the goal of this podcast. I really want to make sure that I give you guys value as the consumer, as the listener. And thank you so much for your support. Thank you, Stephen, for the help. And yeah, peace out, everyone.
Take care.